BTS's Jungkook House facility is back in the spotlight of South Korean media, not only because of its luxury that is beyond public reasoning, but because of the meaning behind every detail that is finally revealed to the surface. Amid Jungkook's image as a global superstar who rarely flaunts his private life, the house that has been sealed has opened up a big discussion about how an idol who grew up from a simple family chooses to define the meaning of luxury. Some Korean media began to highlight Jungkook's residence after pieces of information about the facilities in the house were spread indirectly, from interviews of people nearby, accidental statements, to observations by property media that linked the residence to ultra-premium class residential standards. But the spotlight quickly changed direction. It's not just a matter of price or building area, but Jungkook's philosophy of life is reflected in his house. The Jungkook's house is described as having a highly sophisticated layered security system, equivalent to the residences of top executives and world-class public figures. Korean media considered this to be a logical consequence of his status, but also stressed that Jungkook is known to take great care of his family's privacy. The security system was not for show-off, but absolute protection for the people he loved the most. In the report, the media highlighted that Jungkook never talked about the facility publicly, as if he wanted the world to know him only through music, not the walls of his house. Inside the house, there is a private studio space with state-of-the-art recording technology that surpasses even professional studio standards. The studio was designed not just for work, but to provide a safe space for Jungkook to express himself without the pressures of the industry. Many Korean entertainment analysts rate this as proof that Jungkook is an artist who takes his work very seriously, even in the most private of spaces. The studio is rumored to have perfect soundproofing, lighting adapted to the emotional atmosphere, as well as an acoustic system specially designed according to her vocal character. But the facility that most attracted the attention of the media was not the sparkling one, but the family room. In some reports, it is mentioned that this space becomes the center of the house, designed to be warm and simple compared to other rooms. Korean media highlighted a touching irony. In the midst of boundless luxury, Jungkook chose simplicity instead for a place to gather with his family. Comfortable sofas, soft lighting, and layouts that emphasize togetherness are thought to reflect Jungkook's background of growing up with strong family values. The kitchen of Jungkook's house also became a discussion. The kitchen is rumored to be very spacious, complete with high-end equipment commonly used by professional chefs. But what attracted the media was the fact that Jungkook was known to spend time in the kitchen for the family. For Korean media, this reinforces Jungkook's image as a figure who is not uprooted from normal life despite being at the peak of world popularity. The luxury of the kitchen is not a status symbol, but a form of comfort for those closest to it. One of the facilities that has sparked the most public reaction is the private health room. The media reported on the existence of special areas for relaxation and physical recovery, ranging from private sports halls, stretching areas, to body recovery facilities. In the midst of hectic schedules and the physical pressures of being a world-class performer, this facility is considered a necessity, not an excessive luxury. Korean media even referred to it as a form of Jungkook's responsibility towards his body, which over the years has become a major asset on stage. Interestingly, the media also highlighted that Jungkook's house was not filled with flashy ornaments or excessive decorations. The interior design tends to be minimalist, clean, and calm. This led to the analysis that Jungkook deliberately created a contrast between his life on a spotlight stage with a quiet and peaceful private space. In the often visually glamorous world of Korean entertainment, this choice is considered unorthodox. While inviting respect, the spotlight was further strengthened when the media linked the house to Jungkook's life journey. He is not an idol who was born into a rich family, nor a figure who from the beginning had everything. Korean media emphasized that the luxury of the house was the result of hard work from a very young age, when Jungkook already assumed great responsibilities as the backbone of the family. In this context, the amenities of his house are not a symbol of pride, but rather concrete evidence of a dream realized through sacrifice. The public reaction was divided. Some netizens were surprised by the scale of the luxury, while others were touched. Many commented that Jungkook deserved such a home after everything he's been through. Korean media noted a change in the tone of public discussion, from curiosity to empathy, from envy to awe. The house is no longer seen as an expensive building, but rather as a monument to the life journey of a young boy who grew up too fast for the sake of his family. In the end, the media spotlight on the facilities of BTS's Jungkook house revealed one important thing. True luxury does not lie in marble, technology, or building area, but in the purpose behind it. The house was not a second stage for Jungkook, but rather a place where he let go of his idol identity and returned to being himself. Behind the majestic walls, there is a silent story about hard work, responsibility, and love for the family that he rarely spoke about, but always proved. The Korean media's spotlight on Jungkook's home doesn't stop at the list of amenities or the interior design alone. In the wake of the reports, some entertainment journalists began to comment on how the house reflected Jungkook's psychological transformation as a human being, rather than just an idol. They judged that the house was Jungkook's silent answer to the pressures of the industry that over the years shaped him on camera, but rarely gave him room to really breathe. Korean media noted that Jungkook is known as a figure who almost never talks about fatigue openly. He rarely complains, rarely shows his fragile side in public. But his house, according to media observations, is simply filled with quiet spaces designed for tranquility. There is an area with maximum natural lighting, large windows overlooking the green landscape, as well as a reading and reflection room away from the bustle of the city. Cultural analysts refer to this as a form of mental protection that Jungkook deliberately built after years of living under the spotlight without respite. One report states that the house has a lighting system that can be adjusted according to the time of day and mood. This small detail became a serious discussion in the Korean media because it was considered to reflect Jungkook's emotional sensitivity. He not only thinks about physical comfort, but also the mental condition of himself and his family. In an industry that often demands uncompromising perfection, choices like these are considered rare and highly personal. The media also began to associate Jungkook's house with his increasingly secretive attitude towards private life. Some entertainment journalists judged that after years of living in hostels, hotels, and on the world stage, Jungkook has finally built a space that is truly his. The house is not just a place of return, but a fortress from the outside world. The luxury in it is not meant to be seen, but rather to be felt by a handful of people he trusts. The spotlight grew warmer as Korean media discussed the family's role in the house. Although Jungkook never explicitly revealed who often stayed or visited, many reports said that the house was very welcoming to the elderly. From comfortable access, designs without dangerous corners, to spaces that prioritize long-term comfort,